Yo, the music was fucking dope. Alright, back to business. Yeah, I wanted to give a huge shout out to this guy here. I didn't stream yesterday because this guy recommended a course. I looked into it and I basically just went hard as fuck yesterday. Getting that shit complete. I finished it for the most part. I think there's like a couple videos here and there that I didn't look at. It's because it was involving stuff I already knew. But yeah. Got a lot of stuff corrected. So we're actually going to be changing a decent portion of the sculpting of this landscape. Because I got an idea, and this is kind of like future pacing, where the landscape we have now has these like two mountains and this part here, but I actually want to create something that like feels a lot larger to be in. And what I want to do is take this guy here. We're going to spin him about 90 degrees. We're going to scale him up to about like 20. Excuse me. Honestly, might even make it larger. But the whole goal is we're going to make it feel like we're like really in a canyon. Like a massive one. So down here, I was like testing out kind of the look of how this is going to go, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the layering of how we have like these smooth hills up here, and I'm going to make it look like this is like an actual quarry, like it's cut with layers. And I'm probably going to have the outside be something like this. Like I would move this to the side here. Just copy another one. Kind of mash it up a little bit too. Might flip it. Was that flip on the... Not the X, the Y? Yeah. I'll probably add something in the middle to break that up so it doesn't look like it's just copied and pasted. But yeah. So what we're gonna do here is just sculpt this in. We're pretty much going to have it go up to about like this height here. Alright, so it looks pretty crazy with how we have this like cut, but there's like magic to this. And you'll see when I use the other tools how this is going to look. First what I'm going to do, let's actually reduce this down. So I'm just going to go along the edge here and just kind of smooth out the sides just a little bit. You just want to like slightly unstretch it so there's not like a very like kind of like triangle cut. Like you can see how there's like ripples on the sides of this, which is like what we want. We just don't want it to be like a really sharp point. So like this is kind of like cut in like a triangle. This is what we want to get rid of. We want it to be a very smooth edge throughout the entire thing. This mountain here, we're also probably going to use that flatten tool. Hey, what's going on? I cut that out right there. Alright, now we're just going to smooth this out, and I'm going to paint the sides, and we'll do a little bit of detailing. We're going to see how this looks. So see how there's like this is like super jagged on the sides here? We're going to get rid of that. Nothing much. Just recently got something off the marketplace and I'm trying to set it up but keep running into issues. I'll join the club, man. That's how it goes. What am I working on? This is a new map that I've been trying to finish for like probably like a week at this point. Just changed up a bunch of stuff multiple times, so it's been a wild ride. But we're getting there. Right now I'm just smoothing out the edges of this. All right, now we're going to put the base layer down. There's a certain way I'm going to be doing detailing here too. So we have this like nice even cut, and what we're going to do here is we just grab this flatten tool, put this down to like probably about say 100 or so. And we have this set to how much room do we have? Some sides, not as much. I'll try lower. And we could probably make the first cut be around like this level here. We're essentially just going to make ledges, and we're going to smooth them out. Along with like other details. Oh, the strength is way too high for the smooth tool. But we're going to be doing this, putting ice, like other random objects and stuff, just to break up the tiling a bunch. So I think what I'll do first is just put down the layers here. Yeah, once we smooth all this terrain out, it's going to look a lot better. And also do painting and detailing on this. Real quick, I'm actually going to turn, excuse me, I'm going to turn displacement off. Just so this can save faster. Alright, now it should save a lot quicker. Okay. Is map world design the most fun part of development for you? No, programming is definitely the most fun. This is just stuff that this stuff I have to do. I'm not like too great at it, but you know, the only way you get better is by actually doing it. Uh-oh. Turn that off for now. I think that's causing the problem. Turn it back on when we're done. Okay, so we're getting like really weird shadows because I need to rebuild the nanite data for this. I'm not really too worried about that. I'm also going to be breaking up, like, it looks like way too like clean cut on some of these, so I'm going to be adding different sculpts and edges to break that stuff up. But if I paint right here, you're going to see pretty good difference. So the edges and everything are pretty much taken care of us, and I can scale those as much as I want. And I'll show you what I mean. So if we go, let's expand this a bit. This is our landscape material here. And the edges here transition into like snow and everything. And I can expand this with a couple changes of these parameters here. So I can make the actual rocks bigger. And the smoothing between the base and the actual rocks itself, I'm able to change too if I wanted to. But I think I might keep it like this. I don't think it's too bad. Let's see. I can make it more like clean cut like that, or I could like reduce it down like this. Hmm. think that's probably okay. The detailing I'm not too worried about because I'm going to handle that myself. The whole goal is to make it look like a quarry. And we can also add in shadows as well if we want to. So you'll notice how like this has like a really weird shadow to it. Like it's still coming through pretty much because it's reflecting off of these like back pieces here, right? Even this being a two-sided material, it's still doing that. So what you can do is really quick fix is to just grab like a cube. Not that direction. You just want this to cover pretty much the whole thing and cast the shadow. I think this is indirect lighting causing this problem. So I ran into this before. Actually, maybe. No, same thing. I was able to resolve this before at some point. I thought the way I did it was to create a false wall behind it that stopped shadow or light from coming through. Hello. How old am I? I am 28. I had to think about that for a second. One of the things that like really affects a scene is lighting. When you have the sun like basically doing a almost like a solar eclipse where it's just like perfectly level, or like this, like straight up, makes everything look flat. But even like moving the sun like over here or on the flip side over there changes everything. I think for the actual game we'll be doing something like this. I like warm lighting. I also think the shadows look pretty damn good. Makes this texture like look even more 3D. Did you scrap the pillar idea that you had? Oh, so the pillar idea is still going to be in play. It's just I haven't gotten to the point of building it yet. These pieces here are where they're going to be. I think the one idea that I scrapped was having like mountains here. I think what this is going to be is the player is going to be in a quarry. So I was just kind of mapping the landscape for that. I might make it even taller than it is now. So I actually might move out this middle layer here. The whole idea is to make the atmosphere feel like you're in a really, really large environment. And I think having like a very short level like this on the quarry is just, I don't know, doesn't look right. Show you what I mean. Add floating ice crystals bound by chains. So one of the things I'm actually going to be adding is the whole reason that this mine exists is to gather like a specific type of resource. I was in paint. Which is actually going to be like a crystal material. So if I flatten this area like this, and I leave like bigger gaps in the levels of each like layer in this quarry, it'll make the map look or just feel a lot bigger just from doing this. Let's remove this layer here. 0.2 is definitely not fast enough. These edges that like kind of get cut through. I'm going to be repainting these. So this is going to be like a capture the point, gather resources, fight off enemy points. Give, oh dude, I love WoW Battlegrounds. This is going to be more so of like a team deathmatch mode, but that does sound like a lot of fun though. I think the only map in WoW Battlegrounds that I hated was fucking what was it called? Alterac Valley. That was the worst, most boring battleground I've ever played in my life. I was more of a Warsong Gulch or Arathi Basin player. Eye of the Storm. What's it called? Eye of the Storm? That map was pretty okay as well. Except like if you didn't get a good team that like understood that you should like capture the flag in the middle, it was going to be a long match. All right. Favorite expansion? Oh man, fuck, that's hard. It's like each expansion did something different. I mean, I played back in Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm. Cataclysm is when I took like PvP super serious. So like I was pushing for gladiator titles during Cataclysm. Fuck. I want to say Cataclysm because that's when I was like really into it, but there was a lot of fun shit you could do in Burning Crusade. Like I was such a degenerate playing two-handed elemental shaman because I just loved insta-killing people with Wind Fury procs on a two-hander. So that was a pretty good time. I gotta smooth this out, don't I? Yeah, that's what it was. All right. Yeah, I was kind of in that category too. Now, the one thing about Wrath of the Lich King, and this might be a hot take, is I mean, Death Knights were just like way overtuned, but it was like the theme of the expansion, so I totally get it. But man, the PvP during Wrath of the Lich King felt like, okay, in threes, you had to have an elemental shaman with Bloodlust, and as soon as Bloodlust came off cooldown, you just like pop it and then go for the win. And like if you can't kill within that time frame, then you just gotta wait again. I felt like PvP was the longest it's ever been, or like the most drawn out it's ever been during Wrath. Never got into Shaman though, either Pally or Resto Druid. Oh yeah, I loved I mean, Ret Paladin is what I played during Wrath. So that was just like Crusader, your whole rotation was like 4 buttons. Crusader Strike, fuck, what was the other one with the swords? It was like the AoE. I can't remember it. But yeah, you would just fucking spam the slow on other people, run up and just like use your 5-button rotation on them, and then kite them, and then do it again. Alright, now with what I was talking about before, what we did now was we expanded the layers here. When you look up, like the whole map just feels so much bigger just because we put a larger gap in between these. I could go one step further and push this cliff edge back another probably to like this point. Yeah, exactly. I'm going for a giant quarry. One of the maps that I want to make in the future is going to be in a mine. So this quarry is actually going to be at the right at the edge of like a mountain, where like the mountain has like a split in it, and that will be where this quarry kind of leads into. I mean, you won't be able to go there on this map obviously, but like the next map will be in a mine, and it'll have like basically no lighting except like very small amounts of like emissive stuff, so your spells will be able to light up the environment. What am I doing? Right now I'm flying back and forth deciding on if I want to push this mountain back another 10 feet or not. The Misty Mountain, yeah. Exactly, the Misty Mountain. Which I probably will. I'm gonna make this edge a little bit bigger here. Spell idea for the mine? Alright, hit me with it. What do you got? My mom died. You dug her up. Make a mage light spell that holds for 1 minute. Illuminates areas that are hard to see. Would make for interesting gameplay mechanic. Yeah, so the projectiles right now are actually kind of like that. The projectiles are emissive, so when you actually shoot them, they light up the environment around it. So one of the things that I wanted to do with the whole mine was going to be dark. There's going to be some areas that are like partially lit, but when you're actually fighting other players, your spells are actually going to light up the area. So like when you shoot like fireballs and stuff, it's going to like produce like a lot of light. So there's not going to be like a direct light like the sun. It's going to be like combat is where you can actually see. I think it would make for a very interesting type of combat. This is clipping in, but that's okay. We're gonna fix that. Yeah, I'm excited to like create that kind of shit, but I gotta get done this goddamn landscape first. I've been working on for a while. Different class. Oh, so there's the way the game works is you can pick 3 different classes to play at once. Each class uses like magic to like do their abilities, but the classes have like completely varied play styles. So you're able to mix and match up to 3 classes at once. So it's kind of like if you were playing WoW, for instance, you could pick 3 different like basically just morph like 3 different characters into one. Is this 153 days of this game and all you have done is mountains? No. That would have been like crazy. No, this is just a single map in the game. Holy shit, if I spent that many days just making mountains, my god. I could barely stand doing this for a week. Holy cow. No, this is just a very small part of what I've done. Oh, you're confused where everything is? It is in the other maps, like the lobby maps, the arenas, stuff like that. This is just a this is just going to be another multiplayer map that I'm just creating right now. So this doesn't really have anything. This is just me actually building the map currently. Yes, there's nothing really here right now but the map on the screen. I imagine it would have been an epic mountain. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy epic mountain. The whole theme of this game is really powerful people killing other really powerful people in really dangerous areas. So I really wanted to make like fast-paced, intense combat. And one of the most important things is making really interesting landscapes to go along with that. Because you have to sell the idea that the player's in like a, you know, like a whole different world. I'm doing the layering of the snow and cliff sides. So I have a material that has like a bunch of layers to it right now. And one of the materials automatically like sets the edges for me. So if like I tried to paint like mountains right here, it would do snow. And what it's doing is it's determining if the pixel that I'm placing this on is basically parallel with the ground or perpendicular to the ground, and it will set the texture according to that. It's probably it's probably the best way I can explain it. But since there's not really too much like here, I'm gonna have to like manually just put on some snow. That brush is way too big. That should be fine. Yeah, so I mean, like, having the shadows in that direction just makes these cliffs look like 10 times better. Am I going to publish this on Steam? Yeah, at some point. I mean, I already have it set up for Steam. So the way I do playtesting with, like my friends and everyone else is, through Steam right now. Probably gonna get rid of this edge. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So we want to flatten and raise. Then we'll smooth out the edge here. So I think I'm going to get rid of these and we'll use something else here instead. I think there's like another static mesh that I have that kind of works better. Like that was like ice, but we need something that's more of like a cliffside. I think it will just fit the theme a little bit better. Let's see. Maybe I didn't add it to the project. I think there was one on Quixel Bridge that actually had more of like a rock feel to it, or look, I mean. Let's see. We'll give it a shot. So the color is definitely off a little bit here. That's okay, because we can just fix that with tones. I think the thing that I'm more concerned with is the reflection. That helped a little bit, not too much though. For some reason I thought it was the... whatchamacallit? The two-sided material that was causing that. I don't know. I'll keep that up there for now. OWS2. What does that stand for? Sorry. Acronyms are definitely not my thing. OWS2. Oh, are these like headphones? Okay. All right, we got the top layers fixed. I'm gonna actually work on the bottom layers here. I actually think some of these are pretty good already. This right here might have to get fixed though. Might do something where this kind of cuts around to the side here like this. Bad. I was not feeling that song. And smooth this out and paint it. This whole like ramp area just like needs to be gutted and redone. Well, it looks like a million times better than it did 2 days ago, that's for sure. Definitely a better direction. You can still see like old highlighting that was done. This whole platform's just gonna get re-sculpted, so I'm just gonna take the road off of it. Right now you can see like the textures are kind of just like really blocky on the sides of this pathway. So I'm using this texture here to kind of get rid of that to a certain extent. There's something else that we can do to actually help with that too, and I'll do it right after this. So putting like an edge onto the path is a good way to do it, but step further is to actually get your sculpt tool. Maybe 1.5 is good enough. I'm actually going to set this brush size to the exact dimensions or size of the road here. Maybe just actually a little bit under. What we're going to do is just hold shift and then just slowly go down. Actually put this down to like 0.1. We're just going to cut a little groove into the ground. Probably just a little bit more. And on these edges here where we have like a ramp, we're actually going to smooth that out. But this helps with texturing, but also just with the overall aesthetic. Camera speed is like way too fucking high. Come on. Go. And the thing is, it really doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, probably better if it's like random. But just that little impression helps a lot. Now I'm just gonna get my smoothing tool and go over the middle here. I really only care about smoothing out like the ramp areas more so than the road itself, but I'll go over the road just a little bit. Excuse me. Right now I'm just kind of thinking of how I want to break up the tiling on this. Just a little bit more. One of the things that we're gonna be doing is getting our height fog and moving this up. A lot more than that. Too many zeros. We're also going to change the tint of our height fog too. I didn't do this before because I actually needed to see the bottom of this. Let's We're not doing a perfect mirror. We're doing a rotated mirror. The reason we're doing that is so it... like the... What's a good way to explain this? We're really good at like recognizing like patterns. So with a map like this, sure, our visibility is going to be like slightly like dampened by the fog, but we would be able to easily recognize that the map is mirrored exactly. So just rotating it like that just makes it a little bit easier and a little bit more interesting. So yeah, so the fog is a bit blue. We really want it to be like white, and we're probably going to add in a like blizzard effect to this. Right now I'm actually just looking for a certain setting. Might have to find it off stream because that I seriously can't remember, but I can open up my old project that I used and find it. But essentially what I'm looking for is there was a setting to where I could change the clouds and control them outside of the directional light. As you can see right now that they're like an orange tint, like an orange reddish pink. And what we want is more of like a darker gray on them. The whole aesthetic of this map is going to be kind of like a heavy blizzard. And right now with the way the directional light is affecting our height fog and clouds, it is kind of messing that up. Right now I'm just thinking of a way to break up the sides here. And I'm probably going to use some modified like rocks. It's either that or what I could do is extend the landscape even further out. But I don't know if I want to do that for this. I might have to. Probably just a couple of tiles. I don't know. Also, I'm thinking like, do I want to make this top layer right here accessible? Or do I want to block that off? Hey, how's it going? Right now I'm just making some decisions on how I want this map to look. I have like a general feel of it being like a quarry and everything. But now I'm just like messing with settings to give it a more immersive feel by having like, you know, thicker density of fog. The sunlight's got to be changed as well. Just random shit. Was that directed to you? I guess directed to anybody listening, but I was more so saying what up to you. I have like both chats like right next to each other now, so I can't miss Twitch chat if I look over. Because before I had them in 2 different locations. Fuck, dude. Okay, that means I haven't looked at chat for like 10 minutes. Damn. Something about map design. Honestly, bro, you probably could have said I wrote that an hour ago, and I would have been like, fuck, has it really been that long? Just when I thought I was like getting better with it. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. Feels bad. You got a pirate software sub? Hey, there you go. From his level 100 hype train. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I saw the bot or like YouTube video for that. It nearly crashed Twitch entirely from what I saw. Just the volume of calls from their like API. Any coding today? Dude, I want to get back at it so bad. Because there's more stuff that I really wanted to mess with on the combat side of things with gas. I've been doing some coding off stream, not a whole lot. Honestly, I found like these like courses for materials and the Niagara system, so I've just been like hammering away at those off stream for the past like couple days. But short answer, not today probably. I'm probably going to finish up the Niagara course here in a little bit. I just wanted to come on stream and kind of show the land. You need this playable prototype. I do have something playable on one of the maps right now. This map in particular, I really want to get going because where these like little bridges are, these are just placeholders, but I'm gonna have like these massive like ice pillars that you destroy the bottoms of and they collapse over, and that's how bridges get set on this map. So there's not going to be like a static bridge that spawns where players can like go over. They actually have to blow them up strategically to get across to the other side. At least that's the idea. We'll see how it goes. I want to do a dynamic level stuff. Dude, the whole like idea I have for every map is every single map has an event, is what I'm calling it, where it will change up the gameplay. On the Vortex map that I made, there's kind of like an EMP, like shockwave almost, that goes out. But what it does is it increases all players' damage by like 20% for 30 seconds. So there's like random events that happen on each map that will dictate gameplay or help create fun gameplay. People write, yo guys, add more level dynamics. Duh, I'd love to, but we need to get base systems done. Oh my god, yeah, I know the feeling, man. I know the fucking feeling. I just want to get this shit done so I can make the fun stuff. But yeah, the level events are gonna be really cool, in my opinion. We'll see how they actually work. I think they're gonna be incredibly imbalanced, but that's the fun part. The next map after this, I'm making a, it's basically going to be a cave, or like in a mine. It's going to be pretty much pitch black. And the only light sources are going to be from like, some like plants in the environment, or like crystals maybe, I don't know. But the major lighting source is going to be spells, because all the spells in the game are admissive. So I'm going to mess with the, post-process volume, mess with the exposure on that, and make it to where when a player casts an ability, it'll be able to light up a large part of the area. So it's going to be really really neat with the spell casting. So when you're fighting, like all your spells and abilities and explosions, whatever, are going to light up the cave that you're fighting in. I did some testing with it, and it looks pretty dope in testing. So making a map for it's going to be a lot of fun. Oof. Shit. Felt like I just broke my hand. But yeah. I might call the stream here, just so I can get back to completing that course material. I really just want to get better with the Niagara particles, so I can make a larger variety of spells. Why not stream it without sound and video and just show Unreal? Because usually what I do is I don't necessarily have Unreal open during the process. I usually will have like notes, like for instance, like this. When this is a long ass time ago, but usually what I'll do is I'll write everything down in like a giant like sheet. So this has like 240 pages of how multiplayer works in Unreal. So I like write everything down in spreadsheet, or not spreadsheets, in like docs, and break it all down, and then I'll take it into Unreal. and mess with it afterwards. I think my gameplay ability system document is like 300 something pages long. It's just from like collecting notes on like all the shit I've tested and like how to do things in C++. Half the notes don't make sense when I read them. Which means that I probably need to redo a large part of it. It's either that or gas is really confusing and broken. But I will be back tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing a way longer stream tomorrow because I'll be done pretty much all the course material at that point. So I'll have plenty of time. And we'll start building the interactable stuff with this map. So we'll be doing coding on geometry and having it break and fall in like a certain position. Yeah, we'll test all that out. But with that being said, I'm probably gonna head out and eat some food because I'm fucking starving. And I'll be back tomorrow around 11:12 Eastern time. So, see you all then. Peace.